interrupted. An agent needs assistance.
You're running low on reinforcements.
Agent down.
Halfway to the finish.
Boost now active. An agent needs assistance. Helo is returning to base. An agent needs assistance.
You're out of reinforcements. Hang in there. There are no more rogue reinforcements. Eliminate.
Rogue assault turret detected. Serious trauma. An agent needs assistance. System malfunctioning.
What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be my best spotter PvP build. This is nothing new. Spotter Vigilance combination has been running rampant in the game for many months, and TU 12.1, it's still one of the best AR damage builds for PvP, for Conflict or for Dark Zone. So this build's going to be nothing fancy, but I can tell you one thing. I might entice you guys to change it up to how I've made it. I've added Sawyer's knee pads into the mix, and we'll get into the build and I can explain everything there. So with this build, we're going to be utilizing Spotter. As you guys know, very, very good, nothing new. It is amplified damage, it's multiplicative, one of the best damage talents for PvP. Now, to pulse enemies, if you want to use the normal skill pulse, in Conflict, the cooldown is ridiculous. It's like 90 seconds or something like that. Even with the special mask that gives you 100% pulse haste, it is still a minute long. So we want the linked laser pointer. So unfortunately, normally I tell you guys, you can use any specialization you want, but for a build like this, you're going to need to have Technician. Now, as you can see, my rifle damage isn't activated, but the linked laser pointer is still there. That's just from putting it on and off my guns and then changing my weapon damage up. I don't know if it's a bug, but it's always been like that, so don't worry, you don't actually have to have rifle damage on. At first you do, you put that on, activate this, put it on your AR, then swap the two, like go back to AR damage, and that should keep it activated. So we have got an extra skill tier. This is going to help us because our shield's going to be stronger and whatever secondary skill you want to be utilizing as well. It's important to take note that everything else is mainly for PvE. I mean, if you wanted to use Artificial Hive to heal your shield, you can do that. Gain bonus armor while aiming a skill. That's completely up to you, like if you want to throw your Hive or something. But we're not going to focus too much on that. Like I said, this is a straight up PvP build for Dark Zone and for Conflict. Let's take a look at it now. So Technician Specialization. That means that the assault rifle needs to have the linked laser pointer. Certain weapons, you cannot put it on it, but I think you need a long barrel. So the FAL, you can put it on there. I think the FAMAS, you actually cannot place it on. Just double check all of that. Just go to the barrel and make sure you guys can put it on. Otherwise, this build won't be as powerful. So This is nothing new, but I have been testing this for quite a while, and I have not dropped my spotter vigilance because I've been trying to make it perfect. The rolls are quite good, actually exactly where I want them to be, but they are not, like, the attribute are not God roll. I need to get the attribute values higher, so I will optimize this build as soon as I can. I've just been focusing on my other ones. So let's take a look at this. 1.5 million armor. You're probably wondering to yourself, that's a bit too much armor for a damage build. No, no, no. You can absolutely wreck players 300k to the body in PvP, between 250, 300, depending on what the enemy player is wearing. If they got glass cannon, it's almost 400,000. It's ridiculous. You don't need to hit headshots with this build. It's going to be easy to use for any player, console or PC. So as you guys know, the main focus is critical hit damage and critical hit chance, but we have added Sawyer's knee pads into the mix. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, I don't want to sit and cover, or I don't want to stand still. The amount of times that I actually proc this without even knowing, guys, if you sit and cover for a couple of seconds, you get an astounding amount of damage. 3% each second you are not moving stacks up to 30% weapon damage. Even just 2 seconds, it's 6% weapon damage, and all stacks last 10 seconds after moving. This is just too powerful to let up. The best part of it isn't even that. The fact that in PvP you get EMP staggered, you cannot be staggered by grenades or the EMP sticky bombs, which means you have such a big advantage in PvP. So I definitely recommend this. It's quite easy to utilize, and it gives you so much damage. You can out DPS anybody who pushes you, because the main worry with a build like this, especially in the Dark Zone, is if you get pushed by someone with Unbreakable. Now that could be an issue, but with this, because we have so much overwhelming damage, it really does mitigate that. It's a must try. So let's have a look at the weapon. So you guys can go 1.1 mil, 1.3 million armor, or go full reds. It's completely up to you, but I think this is the correct balance. I can still absolutely beam people from range. So we want to be focusing on keeping our distance, because SMG bleed builds, things like that, will melt you. As you guys know, they are just too powerful right now. But the FAL in sync is just too good to pass up. If you want to not use a shield and just fire your weapon, you need to use Optimist. I think that's a very, very good talent. With this gun, you could even use other ones. Like, there are other damage talents that you could use, like Strained works really well with this, but I recommend in sync. Proc it with your shield, or with the pulse, or with the defender drone, whatever you guys want. EMP sticky is what I use, because I'm immune to it, but I can give it back to you. It's pretty satisfying, to be honest, because I hate getting staggered. Right, so crit chance, crit chance. Make sure you guys have this 20-round magazine. Crit damage on the muzzle. It depends what you can put on. Just try get your crit chance to near 60%. The Eagle Bearer is perfect for this. If you want to rush a team, you can kill a whole squad with this build. You focus on the guy's head, and then you move on with tenacity to the rest of the teammates. Pretty simple. Pistol, utilize whatever you guys want. So as you can see, all my modifications, crit damage or crit chance, that's what I've put on this build. Go and check. 56.9, I got about 57% crit chance. I could add one more crit chance mod, but it's completely up to you. Depends on what your rolls are. My rolls are actually not that well rolled, so I'm giving room to optimize this build. Right, so let's go through it. Assault rifle damage is the name of the game. We need some crit chance as well, and critical hit damage. We also need armor damage from the contractor's gloves. Fox's prayer is being replaced. We've put the Sawyer's knee pads. Let's have a look, guys. So we've got a blue. Crit damage and crit chance is what you actually want to run on everything. You can have headshot damage. It's really good, especially if you're on PC. I have put it on my chest piece, but it's completely up to you guys. Having a bit of headshot damage or crit damage. Remember, 10% crit damage and 10% headshot damage when you crit are the same amounts, so it doesn't change anything. But headshot damage, if you're going to hit always headshots, it's better, because when you're non-critting, you're still dishing out more damage than if you weren't critting. Because with critical damage, you need to crit for it to even proc. With headshot damage, if you're not critting, you're still dishing out more damage baseline. So I'm sure you guys understand that by now. If you haven't, I have made videos in the past, just double check them. So critical hit damage 12%, roll there. I've gone for a blue. I can reroll to a red if I would like to. Then chest piece, more critical hit damage, headshot, crit chance, critical hit damage there. With spotter, amplifies total weapon and skill damage by 15% to pulse enemies. So how are we going to pulse enemies? And this is multiplicative damage as well, as you guys know. Go modifications and come to here, linked laser pointer. Make sure this is on. It's very nice because if you aim this on somebody, they cannot escape your line of sight. They'll run behind cover. It's like ESP. You could see them through the walls. It's a must use. Then holster, we've gone for crit chance, crit damage for headshot damage, and crit chance for the two-piece Providence defense. very nice. Make sure you guys do have a Fenris though. You need a Fenris. You could go for a Cheska holster, one-piece Cheska, one-piece Providence. That's the same thing really. It doesn't matter because it's 10% crit chance, which is, I wouldn't pass up. Honestly, I think this is one of the best combinations you could do. Do not use Walker and Harris. Please don't make that mistake, guys. One-piece Walker and Harris is not worth it. Then backpack, we have got the Providence with Vigilance. As you guys know, Vigilance is very, very good. This talent is really only good from longer ranges. If you don't want to face trade someone because you lose it for 4 seconds, but 25% damage is too good to pass up. You can use Companion if you want to actually rush people. I'd rather go for that, or Versatile. So 10.4 crit damage, crit chance. As I said, my rolls are low. I don't really use this build that much, so I'm going to try my best to optimize it. So the 2-piece headshot, crit chance. Gloves, Contractors with crit chance, must have. The armor damage does help. Then Sawyer's knee pads. You guys know how these work. Very, very good. Must use. Give it a try, guys. Honestly, I think you will change your build once you give it a try. The damage you get is ridiculous. It goes from like 600k to 800k in the firing range, and in PvP you can notice such a big difference. And utility from the stagger is really good as well. EMP sticky, mod it to whatever modifications you have. I've got the wrong ones. I got burn duration on. I think blast radius might work. Who knows? I don't know how some of these modifications work. I actually think telling you guys this doesn't really help because it's dependent on what mods you get. I really struggle to find good modifications. So we have got Technician, so we do get an extra 10% duration and EMP blast radius, which does help us. With the shield, make sure you guys put shield health or active regeneration. So to statistics, I could get my crit damage to over 145%. I just need to min-max this build like I said previously. 100% headshot damage, 8% armor damage, crit chance 56.9. Just remember, we are getting multiplicative damage, and Vigilance you will not believe how much damage you will hit, especially with Sawyer's knee pads. So this all weapons damage bonus it's really lying, because you will absolutely beam people with this build. This in the cardboard cutouts in the range hits, like I said, about 800,000 a bullet. Considering we have 1.5 million armor, that's pretty impressive. Pause the video if you guys want to read any of the other statistics. But that's going to be it for this PvP build video guide. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, click that notification bell, and I'll be seeing everybody in the next one. Peace out, guys.